Hi everybody, this is Jason with the LASR team. Let's take a look at what's new in version 3.1 of LASR. The very first thing you'll notice is that the Shooter Watch plugin is now supported. That is a separate plugin from LASR, and it allows you to point a camera at the shooter, record a video, and compile a composite video that includes the target, the hits, and the shooter. It's great for sending video to Facebook or YouTube, to an instructor, and that kind of thing. There is a separate video on that, and you can take a look at all the different features and all the different things it can do in that video. I'll link that in the description. The next thing we've done is we did add hit factor to the target scoring plugin. Let's go take a look at that. If we go to the options of the target scoring plugin, you'll notice that there is now a hit factor switch. When we turn that on, it will now give us a calculation on the fly of the number of points divided by the total time with penalties. So if we go take a look at the way we have our target zone set up, this target zone is set up so that each hit records a single point. So let's go ahead and put some hits on the target. You'll notice that the hit factor there is calculated on the fly, so if I put another hit on the target, my hit factor is going to go down because my time is higher, but my points remain relatively the same. And so you'll see a big jump there because I took a long time for that last shot. It's a great way to practice for competition, that sort of thing that uses hit factor. Okay, so let's go take a look at what's next on our list here. We did some minor bug fixes. There were a couple things that came up in the last version, especially with the report center and that kind of thing. We went ahead and fixed those. So if you're one of the people that's been waiting for that fix, then you're in luck. The target templates plugin was also updated. We added a couple of new templates, the dot torture template and the 3-gun nation template. So if we go take a look at the options for the target templates plugin, you'll notice that down here, well, the very first one is now 3-gun nation because that's a competition target. And then if we come down here to the other section, there's a dot torture template as well. If you're not familiar with those targets, that's okay. Just know that they are available now, so that when you do enable them, you can come over here and you can draw yourself a nice 10 dot torture target and track your hits on that. So that is what is new in the target templates plugin. Let's take a look at our list again. Another option is that we added to the base software is that you can now ask LASR to auto select the last shot. So before, when you took a shot, let me go ahead and put some shots on the target. You'll notice that as the shots land, each of the shots is listed in the list over here on the right. Now if I go and turn the option on to go ahead and select the last hit, which is found right up here in the hit indicator section, auto select last hit, turn that on. Let's clear this target out and start again. Now when we put a hit on the target, it auto selects my hit and it shows automatically in my selected hit color. So my selected hit color is yellow, so it's automatically going to show that shot in yellow. And then if I were to have this list scroll off the screen, the hit list would continue to scroll with the last hit, and it would automatically select it so that at the very bottom your last hit would be selected when you're done shooting. So that's something new in the base software there. Another option is that you can now ask it to reload on the timer start. So every time the timer starts, you may want your magazine to reload. That obviously has to do with reload mode. So if we turn reload mode on and go into its options, we can say reload every time the timer starts. Turn that on, and I'm going to load my magazine with 8 rounds every time. So between 8 and 8 rounds, which is 8. And then when I start the timer and take some shots, typically what would happen is that my magazine would continue to have 3 rounds in it like it does right now. And even after I restarted the timer, it would continue to have 3 rounds. But since I have that option enabled, now when I start the timer again, it's going to reload my magazine for me so I can run the exact same drill with the exact same number of rounds in my magazine every time. So hopefully that's a handy feature for those of you that use reload mode. Okay. Repetitive timer mode is probably the biggest change. We haven't ever added another timer mode up to this point because, well, not for any really good reason. We just haven't had a timer mode that seemed that useful. So now I think we've come up with a pretty useful timer mode called repetitive. And what it does is it allows you to set up a drill and run that drill several times. So now you'll notice, along with all of the standard timer modes, we now have repetitive at the bottom here. And when I select that, it's going to ask for the duration of each rep and the number of reps. So if I go and say I want to do 3 reps and my drill, whatever it is that I'm repeating, is going to take approximately 5 seconds. Let's say it's a draw drill or something like that. And I want to be able to have time to reholster after I'm done shooting, that kind of thing. So if I do that, and then I click Start Shooting, it's going to count down for me, and then I have 5 seconds to run the drill, and then it will reset for me, and I have 5 more seconds to run the drill again, and it will reset, and I have 5 more seconds, and then the part time finally expires. The part time basically just comes at the end of the last rep. So you'll end up with the ability to go in and run the same drill over and over and over again, however many times you want, and then go back and have one timesheet that will have all of those reps on it. I did want to mention one more thing. If you take a look at the border between the timer list and the zoom bar here, you'll notice that your mouse will turn to the left and right arrow when you mouse over it. That indicates that you can resize this column now. So if you drag with the mouse down, it will shrink the right-hand column, grow the left-hand column. Hopefully with people using all kinds of different resolutions and that kind of thing, that will be handy for somebody, especially with more going on over on the right-hand side with shooter watch and that kind of thing. So just so everyone's aware, you can now do that in case you run out of room or you need more room to see something. That's basically what's new in version 3.1. As always, this is a free update to everyone who already owns the software. If you own one of the plugins that got updated, that's a free update to you as well. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. I'll leave a link to our website in the description of the video. Thanks for using LASR. We appreciate you.